Hey guys, I'm Grestar, and how about we watch a death battle, Sub-Zero versus Glacius. Of course, make sure to click in the description below for the official release, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, then come back here and we'll watch it together. Yeah, YouTube got rid of annotations and it totally screwed up how I do everything with the videos, with the, my thumbnails at the out card. I don't know how to do the new YouTube thing yet, so that's been a pain. I just need to take the time to learn it, but lazy. Anyway, because this death battle reaction is obviously late, let me tell you guys why really quick. Basically, to sum it up, I moved. So I moved like pretty much all the way across the US. It took a long time, and then we were supposed to get internet on the 3rd, so I was gonna get it up, that following weekend. But then the company, AT&T, they just didn't show up. They just rescheduled us without telling us, about our appointment. And so we had to wait until the 13th, and so this is the nearest weekend where I was able to get it uploaded. So hey, here you guys have a death battle reaction, finally. And as this is a new setup for me, like a lot of my walls are really blank. I don't have anything like to cushion sound or stuff like that, so I'm afraid there might be a bit of an echo. If there is a sound quality kind of, if it's not great, then I do apologize. I'm trying to work things out still, but I didn't want you guys to have to wait any longer for this reaction, so here it is. So to actually talk a little bit about this video before we begin, I really don't know anything about Sub-Zero or Glacius aside from the fact that they both have ice of some sort. I don't know if it's ice powers or ice ability, like if Glacius is naturally ice, because what I briefly saw of him, he looks kind of like an ice alien of sorts, so I don't know. But we have Mortal Kombat versus Killer Instinct, so both fighting games, and as you know, or as you should know if you watch any of my stuff, I don't really play fighting games. They just don't interest me, largely due to the focus so heavily on gore and like Mortal Kombat especially. But I'm also just not good at those games, and so I don't really like playing them. I don't know. I'm also, just competition, whatever. Point is, I haven't played them, so I don't really know anything about the characters. I would say Sub-Zero is like a ninja, but I'm pretty sure that he strongly detests that word, or at least being called such, because I think he claims like Scorpion, his nemesis, is a ninja. So, but he has the abilities of a ninja as far as I'm aware. He at least looks pretty much exactly like Scorpion, at least in the older stuff. I don't know if they changed it. Anyway. Rambling at this point, I don't know anything about these two really. I'm gonna have to rely almost entirely on the analyses portions for these two characters. So, yeah. With that, let's get to watching. And play.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mr. J.
So I know doing all this merch
It's this duty. I still have that shirt, by the way. It's in my closet.
Can get kind of stressful. So we added some new options.
Yeah, so I mean, I have the red and the gray one, obviously. And then my brother has the black one, so it's like,
You ever smelled
yeah,
red
we've
sauce
all got
before?
things.
All right, maybe a relaxing massage then.
Yeah, I got a fair hands.
Ah.
How about a nice hot sauna?
I still want the black death battle shirt with the, like kind of the red.
Chad.
But they don't sell that anymore. I want it though. Oh, and in case, any death battle people are listening, yes, I want that shirt. I wear a medium. Just saying.
Click the link below and buy this shirt or they're gonna eat me.
Alright, here we go. Screw attack. Yes, Sub-Zero versus Glacius, go.
Of death is a horrifying thought. Whether it comes from being alone in the mountains, submerged in the Antarctic.
He didn't really die there.
Unlucky, getting iced by one of these cool warriors.
Oh.
Wow, sorry, that was bad even for me.
Sub-Zero, the cryomancer ninja.
See, that was brutal. That
Mortal
was
Kombat.
gross.
And Glacius, the icy alien with a killer instinct. He's whiz and I'm boomstick.
He did
And
play
it's
Alien,
our
by the
job
way.
to
I just
analyze
caught that,
their
yeah.
weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Cool. One more quick thing. I'm used to my webcam being over here, so if I keep looking that way, I apologize. That's why.
For untold generations, the Lin Kuei assassins waged war with their rival splinter group, the Shirai Ryu. Desperate to claim victory in the bloody conflict, the Lin Kuei resorted to drastic means of recruitment for able-bodied soldiers, no matter what age they were.
So, kidnapping children?
Kidnapping children.
Are those
Well, at least
able-bodied,
they got
really?
to be ninjas. I bet their tiny little bodies would be even stealthier.
Turns out, 2 of these kids just so happen to be descendants from a race of extra-dimensional beings experienced in the art of ice magic.
Oh.
Their names were Bihan and Kuai Liang.
Okay.
With the Lin Kuei's training, these brothers became cold-blooded assassins and the finest warriors in the clan.
And whether it started as a joke or he just thought it was badass, Bi-Han adopted a brand new name, Sub-Zero.
Sounds like an online username from your teenage years that you regret forever when you're older.
Linkin Park
Sub-Zero
fans.
was so fierce and driven, he became directly responsible for the complete annihilation of the rival Shirai Ryu clan.
Good for him.
Unfortunately for him, one of them, called Scorpion, survived. Well, kind of. And decided to kill him right back. Which obviously pissed off Kuai Ling, who decided to do the same to Scorpion, and got it. It's like high school drama.
So
but with
Sub-Zero
murder.
are the two
Striving
brothers.
to honor his fallen brother, Kuai Liang assumed his brother's mantle as the champion of the Lin Kuei. Sub-Zero was reborn.
I'm not gonna remember their names though.
This new Sub-Zero is a master of Shotokan Karate and Dragon Kung Fu, and enhances his martial arts with his deadly cryomantic abilities.
Right.
Subby can
Well, that
freeze
affects
the
the other
moisture
one,
in
though,
the air
Glacius.
to do tons of stuff. He can make his own personal slip and slide. Perfect for surprise attacks.
Yeah.
He can form all sorts of weapons out of thin air, like daggers, swords, or even ice hammers. But best of all, the dude can make ice so cold, it instantly freezes anybody who
Wow.
touches it.
Yeah.
This can be achieved through Sub-Zero's Ice Blast projectile, or the Ice Clone technique, both of which completely immobilize his opponent for devastating follow-up
Even
attacks.
in the air.
Did he just make a perfect sculpture of himself? Why doesn't he go into the ice sculpting business? Dude would make a killing. Just, you know, not the literal kind.
Yeah, not
He's got
violent,
that
yeah.
down already.
Sub-Zero can also implement his cryomancy and ninja talents
Whoa.
in what appears to be near-instant teleportation.
Yeah.
An unexpected ability which baffles even his fellow assassins.
I don't know how that
Yeah,
works.
but I bet that's still not as unexpected as turning into a friggin' polar bear. Like, how though?
He just mauls them.
I want to do that.
And
Jeez.
best of all, after subduing his enemy, Sub-Zero has no qualms about tearing them to bloody shreds with one of his fatalities.
Well, yeah.
Taking
I don't think
after
anyone in
his
Mortal
dear
Kombat
old bro's
does.
favorite form of murder, Sub-Zero can rip a person's head off with their entire spinal column in tow. This one's for you, Bi-Han. If he's feeling particularly nasty, Sub-Zero will toy with his opponent. He'll encase their lower half in ice and force them to watch helplessly as he tears them in half.
Ah.
Or for a quick death, he'll put them in a deep freeze that shatters like glass.
At most, it takes Sub-Zero approximately 4 seconds to freeze a person in place, which in real-world physics is completely impossible.
Right.
To induce full-body frostbite in that time, he would have to lower the surrounding temperature to negative 6.5 million degrees Fahrenheit.
That's pretty.
That's a stupid amount of cold.
Yeah.
13,000 times colder than absolute zero, to be exact, making it a
Sub-Zero.
temperature which literally cannot exist.
And yet still not as cold as my ex-wife's heart.
Aw.
Anyway, Sub-Zero has more than earned his reputation as one of the most fearsome fighters in the Mortal Kombat universe. He's strong enough to break titanium statues with a single chop, quick enough to dodge an oncoming rocket, and he defeated some of the best warriors across multiple dimensions. Like the lizard dude Reptile, and Taven the half-god, who single-handedly defeated dozens of Lin Kuei assassins. He's beaten his rival for life, Scorpion, several times, and even took on Batman?
Ah!
Sheer willpower, he survived injuries no normal person could walk away from, like getting torched in the face by a flamethrower, or being double impaled through the torso,
Oh.
and then torched again.
Whoa, that's a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Like, how does he have any left?
I know, right? But that pales in comparison to when he underwent the procedures which turned him into a cyborg, and then was blown apart and reassembled into human form while still conscious.
Damn, what a tough son of a bitch.
But don't overestimate.
How does it even work?
Although Sub-Zero keeps company with powerful spirits, undead wraiths, and immortal gods, he's not one of them. He may have incredible powers, but he's still just a mortal man. Also, his emotional baggage and desire to live up to his brother's name has clouded his judgment more than once.
But that didn't stop him from becoming Grand Master of the Lin Kuei. He changed their goals, turning them to the side of good, and even formed an alliance with his old rival Scorpion over a nice brunch. Life couldn't
I
get
see.
any better. And then they found dragons.
Shirai Ryu, dog. Lin Kuei scum! Death is more honor than you deserve.
Alright, let's see Glacius now.
Beyond
I
our
just don't like all that
sources,
gore, it's
advanced
gross.
civilizations are governed by the 88 decrees. Should anyone dare violate these laws, they will find themselves targeted by the Galactic Marshals.
AKA Space Cops. One of these alien officers was sent to Earth to investigate an eerie distress signal, but he was shot down by the world-dominating corporation called Ultratech.
Okay.
You know, evil Walmart.
Ultratech had reverse-engineered equipment from an alien crash some decades prior, the Roswell incident. However, the use of advanced technology by less developed species is a clear violation of the 88 Decrees.
Kinda like if you saw a chimpanzee pick up a flamethrower.
Pyro.
It'd be awesome, but you'd want to take it away real quick.
You would,
Determined
yes.
to correct these wrongs and return home, the alien marshal set his sights on bringing Ultratech to their knees and recovering his lost technology. And if he couldn't, he'd just blow it all up.
It was Ultratech who codenamed him Glacius. Don't let his name fool you. Glacius wasn't always known for his fancy ice powers.
Okay.
Actually, he comes from a race of aliens with weird telekinetic abilities.
By manipulating simple molecular structures, Glacius can use the environment nearby to create armor around his inner body. This came in handy when his ship was shot down in Antarctica, and he lost his native shell.
So he had no choice but to make a new shell out of ice, which permanently turned him into an abominable snow monster.
With this new body, Glacius developed a fighting style to make the most of his new capabilities.
Glacius prefers to fight at a distance, using his long-range ice-bending attacks. He can turn his limbs into huge ice lances to keep enemies at bay,
Cool.
create spiky hail projectiles, and even summon spires of ice right under his opponent. And did he just punch that guy with an ice sculpture of himself?
More or less, that is the Shatter technique, a powerful burst of energy which summons a mysterious uppercutting ice sculpture.
Perfect.
Does
for
look
opening
kinda
up
like it.
some sweet combos on his foes. Still, for all his keep-away game, you'd think he'd be a total chump up close. But remember how he can move ice with his mind?
Yes.
Well, he can melt it too, including himself.
By turning his body into liquid, he can evade oncoming attacks, surprise opponents from below with the aptly named Puddle Punch, and even completely dissolve people into nothing. And as an added precaution, he can summon extra ice to his body to serve as thicker armor, though his molecular telekinesis is too limited to maintain this armor for long periods of time.
He may be made of ice, but Glacius can still hit hard enough to launch opponents several stories into the air, including the 550-pound Fulgore units Ultratech is known for.
He's cunning enough to not only infiltrate Ultratech's highly guarded facilities, but also surprise attack its highly advanced robotic CEO, Arya. Before making his move, by Arya's own calculations, Glacius was able to drop the temperature of the entire room by 122 degrees Fahrenheit in 0.026 seconds. That's a quarter of a tenth of a second.
Just like Sub-Zero, he can lower a person's temperature by like thousands of degrees to freeze his opponents completely solid. And then he makes them explode with his mind.
I see.
Maybe Glacius's real name is Kelvin, because that's colder than absolute zero.
Right.
I feel like that was some sort of nerd joke.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, you're not allowed to make a joke ever again.
Oh, why do you gotta be so cold? Anyway, in Glacius' mission to bring down Ultratech, he battled and defeated dozens of killer robots, a zombie pirate, a genetically engineered dinosaur fighter, and a werewolf.
Okay.
He even killed Cinder, the guy who's made of friggin' fire. You know, opposite ice.
Yes.
Glacius is ridiculously intimidating, but he does have a weakness.
Which
His
is what?
natural body within the ice is fragile and defenseless. His entire fighting style is built around keeping foes away for this very reason.
So, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Glacius?
That's gross.
What, he looks like a giant popsicle with legs. Come
Does he
on.
though?
You know what, Boomstick? You're fucking weird.
Let's just say it right now. Yes. Well, there was Glacius.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
But first, all this talk of these
Commercial.
cold people makes me think of refrigerators, which makes me think of food. So here
Is
we
it
go.
Blue Apron again? Oh my gosh.
Man who likes a good home-cooked meal, but going out to buy or hunt my own food is a hassle. If only there was some way food
I don't
could
have
be brought
anything on my
straight to me.
desk I can
Good news,
entertain
Boomstick.
myself.
Introducing
Oh, I
Blue
kinda
Apron,
do, I have
the number
these.
one fresh food delivery
Guys, check
service
these
in
out,
the
look.
country. Using only the freshest ingredients, Blue Apron delivers a kit of
You
ready-to-cook
see these?
meals straight
What's
to
cool
your
about
door,
them is
along
that they
with
use
easy-to-follow
mirrors
instructions.
in this
Plus,
little,
the
you know,
ingredients
this
are
bit.
perfectly
And so you actually like,
proportioned,
I'm
so it
looking
cuts down
down
on
right now.
waste, and you know
So
you're
what's kind of
using the
cool of
right
these is that like I can lie down and you know it'll be like this and I'll read a book, like it'll just be up on my chest kind of thing or whatever. It's just kind of fun. Oh, I feel bad. My dad's calling me. It's my birthday right now as I'm recording this. Like by the time you see it, it's a day after my birthday, but it's my birthday right now. And he was calling me for a birthday thing, but I'm working. I gotta.
Free with free shipping by heading to blueapron.com/battle.
Seriously, you will love how good it feels and tastes to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron. So don't wait. That's
There, I just sent a quick message.
But right now,
It's time for a death battle! And pause. Okay, let's talk about this death battle really quick. So, I think that Sub-Zero is going to win. He had a lot of remarkable feats, and for a while during Glacius's, I actually thought that Glacius would win, but by the time they reached his weakness, where they said like his normal form is really vulnerable, and that's one of the main reasons he tries to keep his foes at bay, I think that Sub-Zero can beat that. My biggest concern with Glacius, you know, beating Sub-Zero, was the telekinetic stuff, how he could, you know, like melt ice at will and things like that. And I could see how people would interpret that to be like he could just kind of melt instantly any of Sub-Zero's, you know, like weapons or defenses kind of thing. But at the same time, I feel like Sub-Zero was able to drop temperatures a lot more. Because they mentioned in like a tenth of a second he could drop it by like thousands of degrees or whatever. And they did mention that Glacius could freeze enemies too. But they specifically said with Sub-Zero just how much, you know, where it was like stupid cold kind of thing. And maybe the fact that they didn't say exactly how much with Glacius is supposed to be a hint that Glacius is even more powerful and that I should pay attention to that. But really his weakness made me think that, you know, Sub-Zero has this. I think that Sub-Zero is stronger physically. I think that if he gets in close, he will be able to take Glacius. And from the sounds of it, you know, they both fought really tough components, you know, with Glacius and his werewolf and, you know, things like that. And then Sub-Zero with Reptile and other, you know, like gods or half gods at least, things like that. And again, God is very subjective in the sense that it really depends on the game universe. Like saying someone defeated God, it doesn't mean anything if you don't have the context of like what the god is within that game. So, you know, that's something to keep in mind. But still, they've both fought really powerful opponents. I don't have a super good way to gauge their, you know, like to compare them. But for now, I'm gonna say that part's kind of equal or whatever. I'm just not gonna think too much about that. But it seemed like Sub-Zero survived a lot more. They're like, yeah, Glacius fought a man who's made of fire. But then we see that, you know, like, Sub-Zero was, you know, like, took a flamethrower to the face and then was doubly impaled and then took another flamethrower kind of thing. And then the whole, you know, became a cyborg, blown apart, and was re-put back together as a human while conscious. Like, that is ridiculous pain tolerance and everything. They say he's just a man, but is he really? Like, if he can do all that? I don't think so. And then, too, stood up to Batman. That's pretty good. So I just think all in all, I mean, they both have some pretty good versatility. Glacius has this long range and, you know, up close combat, and so does Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero can create a lot of weapons and can do like a lot of things that I thought Glacius could do too, kind of like the puddle and then the teleporting thing with Sub-Zero. So I just think that Sub-Zero is going to win. Let's see if I'm right. Okay, and play. Look at him run. He's so excited to fight. There's a puddle.
Your race is new to me.
Oh,
You
doesn't
will
sound happy.
know the chill of death.
Here we go. Kill him, Sub-Zero. Kill him. Prove me right.
I should have known.
Should have known what? Oh, I didn't mention the titanium breaking and the knocking full gore several stories up. I'm not sure how to compare those, honestly.
But you lack conviction.
Glacius does not like being told he lacks conviction. What was that? Ah! Well, oh, I was like, was that his head? Hey! I won!
That was the theme
I mean,
and
he
all,
won, but I was
that
right.
was just ice cold.
Glacius and Sub-Zero seemed to be a near match in terms of cryomantic abilities, but it was Sub-Zero who had the training and the power to bring Glacius down.
Ha! Sub-Zero has fought ninjas, robot ninjas, secret agents, movie stars, gods, and even fellow ice warriors. Glacius really didn't have anything Subby hadn't seen before.
And while their speed was fairly similar, Sub-Zero's impressive reflexes and ninja-like skills gave him one of the most important edges in this fight. He could maneuver around Glacius's keep-away strategy, and his teleportation kept him a step ahead, even
Makes
able to
sense.
avoid Glacius's liquid form. And while Glacius did possess a minor form of telepathy, there's no evidence to suggest that it was used for anything other than direct communication.
Sub-Zero could take a lot of hits, so he wasn't going down easy.
Right.
But if you put their defenses side by side, Glacius's ice armor does seem better. But it really didn't matter because Subs could just chop right through it.
Sub-Zero could shatter titanium statues in a single blow, a feat which requires at minimum 63,000 pounds of force.
Though
per
I do know
square
people
inch.
contest that because
And
it's a minigame,
titanium
right?
is obviously tougher than ice. Assuming Glacius' shell is composed of blue ice, the purest and toughest form ice can take, it would still only take at most 57,000 pounds of force per square inch to crack his entire body in half.
And he didn't
Okay.
even need to go that far. Just get to the squishy insides in the middle. I
Yeah.
guess you could say that Glacius had his expectations shattered.
The winner is Sub-Zero.
Yay! Claps for Sub-Zero, everybody.
Hey, I'm Ben, I play Wiz. I'm
All
about
right,
to show you
it's
the
not right
matchup
away.
for the next death battle. And
Good.
after that, please click that button over there to try a first membership and see the next episode before anybody
Why don't you
else.
make me, Ben?
Thanks for watching.
Why don't you come over here and make me do it? Oh, it's I don't remember her name. She's Cyborg Lady. And or Cyborg Android, whatever. And then Captain Marvel. Okay. I didn't really think those two had a lot in common, but okay. So I guess let's talk about this video overall. The next time, really quick, just because. So as you guys probably know, I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z. I recognized some of the characters, so like I recognized her, and I knew she wasn't fully human. But again, I clearly got the name wrong. Android 18, not Cyborg or anything. I probably got Cyborg just because of Sub-Zero back there. And then Captain Marvel, you know, I am more of a fan of Marvel, but my knowledge is really limited basically to the movies. And since she hasn't really been in a movie yet, don't really have the knowledge. So I just don't know really anything about those two characters. The best I can do is try to gauge the general power of the Dragon Ball Z world versus the general power of the Marvel world. And it makes me want to say that Dragon Ball, like the android might win, but I feel like she's more of a minor character. Again, I don't know for sure. I know she does play, you know, in an arc, but I don't know where it takes place. You know, if it's earlier on, obviously it's going to be weaker. If it's not, that kind of deal. And I also don't know what Captain Marvel is capable of, so I can't really say anything yet. That's going to have to wait until the next death battle. You know, when I watch those analyses. So, sorry, something caught my throat. Anyway, now about this death battle, I did, you know, definitely feel that I learned from the analysis portions, you know, about the characters and their capabilities, and I am glad that I was able to reason through, you know, who would win. And my biggest thing was that, you know, if Sub-Zero could get past Glacius' ice armor kind of dealing, then he would win, and that is essentially, I think, what happened. You know, with his maneuverability and his ninja training, you know, the teleporting kind of stuff and all that, then he was able to do it. And so I totally believe that. And I did think that Sub-Zero was stronger, partly because of the titanium game. However, like I mentioned before, I do understand that that part is a little controversial. At least I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that that feat was used in a previous death battle. I honestly don't remember which. But I think that that titanium breaking thing was a mini game that like everyone could do. And you know, do you really take mini games to be canon? You know, is that actually something the character is capable of doing? Does that mean that anyone who takes a punch from them can survive a hit that would break titanium? You know, that kind of thing. So it's hard to say, but I do still agree with the outcome of this death battle. Even without the titanium thing, then, you know, I still think that he has plenty of other feats. Any that I can pull from? No. But just considering who he's fought and who he's like survived against, I think that it's fair to say that he's very strong. You know, not that Glacius is not strong, but I just think that, yeah, when you know, take everything as it is, you put everything together, I do think this was the correct outcome. So, yay me, yay whoever else guessed that, and yay Death Battle. So I don't think there's a ton else to talk about. I mean, I guess I didn't touch on the animation at all. I should probably do that. Well, I guess back to the bulk of the video. It had its, you know, chuckling moments, but nothing super funny. So I can just, that's all I have to say. It was what I would expect from a death battle, where it was entertaining, but this was nothing outstanding for me. And then for the battle, the animation, I can actually say the same thing, where I was entertained, but it wasn't anything super cool to me, which was not intentional. It's super cool. But it is kind of funny now that I think on it. Anyway, but it makes sense, you know, animation-wise, why you would have that sort of, you know, the 2D style, because of the fighting game. So, you know, kudos there, because it stays true to it. I'm sure now they've gone to 3D models and everything, as we've seen. But, you know, I can appreciate going back to the 2D style, especially when we have other death battles that kind of would need almost a 3D animation. This totally is a good place to have the 2D. So I thought that it worked, and it did entertain me, but again, it was nothing outstanding in my opinion. It was just another entertaining death battle. So, yeah, I enjoyed this overall. I hope that you guys enjoyed this too. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, whether you liked it, whether you disliked it, what you thought about this or that, etc., so on and so forth. I'm looking forward to the next time, even though I don't know that much about them. That's kind of why I am looking forward to it, because I know that I'll get to learn, and it'll be another cool death battle. I don't know what kind of animation style they're going to use, but, you know, I look forward to seeing. And yeah, you guys will be seeing that very soon. I plan to upload that one tomorrow, or 2 days as I'm recording this, but tomorrow, as you're watching this, if you're watching this the day that it came out, which is June 17th, 2017. Anyway, with that, we're calling it here. Cue outro, go!